Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining me for part 3 of this first holy blessed day on the 11th day of March. We march on. Where did that come from? Bloody hell. Some idiot forgot to get more beer. Hang on, there might be. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, man. No need to break bad. How about that? I think there's something in that. Breaking Bad. There's more than just the one clue where Walt comes out of surgery and Skylar confronts him. I think you had 2 phones. What? That the Earth is flat? There is something in that. And then the other thing is the blue ice. The blue ice being the most pure form of methamphetamine, whatever that means. I think that sediment needs to settle a little bit. All good. So yeah, it's dear, stop sending me messages. Gosh, you don't talk to me for half an hour, so I think quiet. It's great. It's safe for me to make a video. Blue ice, blue ice, blue ice, blue ice. The dome. Admiral Byrd, when he's interviewed on that chronological time, whatever they call it, interview, going back in space and time and watching the past, where he talks about we're on a reconnaissance mission. That's the part most people overlook. Reconnaissance mission. That's what Operation High Jump was all about. It wasn't there to try and jump over a wall or anything. Perhaps it was. Or perhaps there was a drilling machine trying to drill through it. And the blue ice, of course, grew back around it, because you can't drill into frozen helium because it's really, really, really powerful. That's why it's so light. That's why it rises above us. You heard it here first. Frozen helium becomes a blue ice, and they can only study it down in Antarctica, where it's sufficiently, sorry, dear, bless you, darling, I'll talk to you shortly, where it's sufficiently cold, because the blue ice doesn't exist when you bring it into above probably 5 degrees or whatever temperature that they bring it into. But this drilling machine that they thought they could drill through the dome, because they'd already tried Operation Fishbowl, sending nuclear freaking bombs up into the sky, trying to smash through the glass ceiling. Yeah, we haven't smashed that glass ceiling yet, have we, Hillary? They failed at that, and so they went, fine, we'll find the edge of it. We'll take our best drilling machines. And of course, the ice just grew back around it, trapped their drilling machine, lost a few more military men who sold their souls to the devil to work for the military of these invading countries who took over America from the peaceful people, who are now looking to take over other countries all around the world from the peaceful people. We're under you. We know what you're doing. We see in plain sight, because it is plain, and we see what you're doing. You're just stealing the wealth of other nations and trying to call it your own, rather than stay at home and make your own nation wealthy by making the people wealthy, which would make you even more wealthy. You're just stealing and plundering it from everywhere else until there's nothing left. And then what do you got? You're gonna sit around front of stage, dick in your hand, looking around and saying, oh, well, I guess we fucked that up. Oh well, let's just eat who's left. fucking elite. You got no idea. Abundant wealth comes from making everybody around you wealthy. Not from taking what they've got, but from giving to what they've got. If we're all giving one to another of our wealth, it all comes back triple fold. It's just the law of nature. But if you're taking off everyone else, it also comes back to you triple fold. So you're taking and creating a karmic effect which is going to take you lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of poverty to understand what you've done to every single one of those people. You're going to come back and experience that, because that is how the Matrix works. Every single one of those television screens that whoever was in the Matrix saw, it's just a tiny glimpse of all the different souls enacting out their different roles. And you, my friend, that takes has to go back every time and give back. Every single time. There's no escaping it. It's just a natural law. The law of threes. Whatsoever you do to me, I return back to you triply. Point the finger. Oh, you've got three. Point them back at yourself. So if you give something to somebody, it comes back to you triply. And I've just given you a truth. You can take that and use it and remind yourself not to point your finger at anybody else ever again. Or you can look at it and say, well, I'm an idiot. So you're pointing your finger at me. I'm an idiot. Uh-oh. Woohoo. Three little piggies pointing back at yourself that you created by trying to be a judge, using judgment to say, he's an idiot. That is a judgment. Look, I accept you regardless of your level of intelligence. We've all got different levels of intelligence that we're all lucky to get as a result of survival. Your ancestors survived against the most incredible odds, as did my ancestors survive against incredible odds. But as a result of this culmination of where we are here and now, is a result of something that was always meant to be. It was never going to be any other way. This is the only possible outcome that could come as a culmination of a bajillion, cajillion, gazillion random chance events that put us all here right now. How about that? That's way more special than being on a spinning, insignificant speck of dust out in an infinitesimal space that doesn't give a damn about you. No, you are here for a reason. You chose to be here right now. You begged and petitioned and you fought through bajillions of battles to be here right now. And you deserve to be here right now. Because here you are, right now. Isn't it peaceful? Isn't it good? Hasn't everything been put in its place for a reason, as it should be, to be here now? You are loved beyond imagination. where you come from is nothing but pure joy, energy, forgiveness, and love. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it grand? There's nothing that you want. There's nothing that you need. Mother Earth takes care of everything. Even beer. And blue glass. Care, Brother John. You know what? I think this deserves another one. And it was exactly 11:11 when I thought that thought. That's bizarre. I mean, it may not match up exactly with how you see it after it's uploaded, but it was. It was, and what a time it was. A time of innocence. A time of confidences. Long ago it must be, I held a photograph. Preserve your memory, they're all that's left you. Well, it came out the right field. Be right back. Ay, 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 ay. It did work. Oh, fantastic. Fantastical. So, what I had to do was take a little bit of a break so that I could come and get some holy 100% pure grape juice, because holy shit, I needed some pure grape juice. It didn't make a very good fizz. We're not impressed. We should put it in the glass and see what the judges have to say. Oh, it's not looking good. It's got very little head. We all know how we like a good head. This one has very little, so let us taste. Well, it doesn't smell bad. That is a good thing. It might not have very much fizz, but it should still have quite a good beer and alcoholic content. Oh yes, that is actually specifically divine. It's got just that wee little tinge, not that one that gives you the burps or the poops at that end. It's just got the right amount of bubbliness that makes it very pleasant without being overburping type of thing, if you know what I mean. You do know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. Yeah, it tastes alright, but fuck, you know, like, could do a bit more fizz. Well, it actually tastes really fucking good. The lack of fizz doesn't actually affect its goodness. Okay, if it had 3% more of fizz, it would be 3% better, but pretty hard when you're already at 97%. Did I say that out loud? It's not a trick question. Did I say that out loud? The answer is, of course, yes, you did say that out loud. And that's like the most lamest joke in the history of jokes. Unless you don't get it, in which case you'll piss yourself when you do. But, well, I hope you don't actually like physically piss yourself. I mean like metaphysically. Peeing night in trousers. He nearly put his mouth to the bottle. Blasphemy. Execute him. He was healing people on the Sabbath. The Sabbath. When people still needed to be healed because they weren't well. Of course you're going to attend people on the Sabbath. That's not working. That's not making a profit. And even if it was, thinking about that, even if it was working on the Sabbath, do you see the sun taking a day off just because it's 1 in 7? Shines every day. Do you see the plants stop growing just because it's the 7th Sabbath day? No, they just keep growing. Do you see the weather stop? Do you see the wind stop? Do you see the waves stop? Do you see the tide stop? Do you see anything in nature give a fucking damn about the Sabbath? The 7th day in our heliocentric model of thinking. Everything goes in cycles of names of gods, who are the names of every single day, and once we've reached 7 we run out, so we'll start back again and we'll say, well, the 7th one is holy, we'll call that one the Sabbath, and we won't allow anybody to work. We won't just give them a holiday. We'll tell them it's a sin to work on that particular day. So if you're healing sick people because of your gifts that you have of natural knowledge and knowing the secrets of the Mother Earth to make people well again, and you do that on the 7th day when it's forbidden to work, that's how they put the Christ down. That was their excuse. That was all those fucking Jesuit priests had to put him down, to not just have him flogged to near death. That should have been satisfactory, but no, brought back to the courts again and say, and let a murderer, Barabbas, go. Because his crime was healing people on the Sabbath, making them well again. But the murderer, the crazed lunatic, known to kill people for money, free to go. You think about that for a minute. Free to go where? Back to the prison? Where did Jesus go? So when you give your life in sacrifice to help save the sinners, which we all are, you gain eternal life. The stars, go and look at them. Go and talk to them. Go and stop your mind. Go out by yourself. Don't go with other people talking in your head. Go out. Beautiful still night. And look at the stars. And communicate with them. And you will see. They are our ancestors. We're the starseeds from them, the successful ones, the bright ones, the ones who gave us the ability to be here now, exactly as it was intended. There is nothing out of place. We are here for this reason, for this moment, to realise we can live forever. All we have to do is take care of our infinite mother as dutiful children, and eventually, when we reach maturity, we'll be able to earn our place in heaven to work under our Father's instruction and be a star watching over us, instructing us, children, how to live. It's not complicated, it's just beautiful and simple. If you've been brainwashed with all these other ideas about how much you have to work as a slave to make other people rich just so you can make a living and put food on your table, you've been brainwashed, haven't you? We all have. We've all been told this concept that takes 30% of our wages before we've even gotten it. And then every time we pay for something, it's taking another 30%, another 30%. Fuel is probably more like 80%. You're paying so much of your right to exist for the right to exist. You're a fucking slave. You're a fucking slave. You're not going anywhere. You're making other people rich who aren't doing the work that you're doing. That makes me a bit mad. Because I've been there and done that. And I was working my fucking butt off too to be one of them. Until they decided to bring in another arbitrary law where I hadn't even committed a crime and they just want to take my license off me so I can't work. So like, well fucking done, government. You had this planned out so well to make us all so dependent on you just to survive. When we, every single one of us, are sovereign citizens of the Mother Earth. And there's not a damn thing you can do to keep stealing from us. Now that we've woken up to our natural, God-given inheritance that belongs to us. You want to work for Satan? Be gone, you fucking peasant. Get out of our home. We don't need no cockroaches around here. The true citizens of the flat earth forbid you. Go. Get out of our house. Go. You have to take a direct order. So it will be. So it will be. Oh God. Using my eyes, and it doesn't look as though I've got any more recording time left at all. So good. We've banished the fucking parasites out of our realm. Cheers. And we've said that every peace-loving, Mother Earth loving human being is most welcome into this realm of new consciousness, new awakening of where we live. It takes a while to understand that that's flat. That's also flat. Every single one of these parallel lines that you see in your world, they're not the true glimpse of what you're actually really looking at. And that's okay. It takes a long time to understand perspective. Parallel lines don't look parallel from far below them. And that's why it gets really complicated, and why it was being so easy for them to bamboozle us with all this bullshit for so many years. Everybody wants to know, oh well, why would they do that? Why? Of course that's the first thing you're going to cry. Why? Somebody saying, Sorry, I just relapsed into Paul Simon mode. Paul Simon. Art Garfunkel. I don't know which name is funnier. Anyway. Oh, I just found the Holy Plectrum. It's pretty lucky. Where was I going? I guess I might have had a bit too much of the holy bread and have a wine. Have a wine. Don't women love to have a wine? Don't get me started down there. I'm just going to sing a song. Don't ask me wine. I'd have to put my medallion of Orgonite under my shirt because it keeps banging my guitar otherwise. The moon is hanging in the purple sky. The baby is sleeping while its mother sighs. Talking about the rich folks. Rich folks have the same jokes, and they park in basic places. The priest is preaching from a shallow grave. He counts his money and then he paints you safe. Talking to the young folks share the same jokes, but they meet in older places. So don't drop the plectrum on your success. Know your recipes for my happiness. Smoking bed I never could digest. Those illusions you claim to have going. The sun is shining as it's always done. Coffin dust is the fate of everyone. Talking about the rich folks, the poor create the rich oaks, and only late breastfed fools believe it. So don't tell me about your success, nor your recipes for my happiness. Smoke in bed I never could digest, those illusions you claim to have going, those illusions you heliocentrists have going. I don't even know where I went with that, so see you later. Or if I don't, I'll see you sooner. Cheers.